couple of days ago, a dear friend of mine tipped me off to an auction that was happening about an hour and a half away from my place, and it was a landscaping auction. So they were clearing out a whole bunch of plants and shrubs and trees and stuff, and it just so happened that I have the boulder wall done at the shop just in time for filling it full of shrubs and plants. I took a look at the auction and watched a few things, and this morning I'm making the hour and a half drive to go collect up all of the plants that we won. I think I may have gotten a little carried away, but probably not. I ended up getting every plant that I would need to be able to plant up the boulder wall just fine. A lot of plants for really, really cheap. Got my horse trailer on in the back, my little one, so that it'll protect the trees and stuff that we bought. We're gonna get all that picked up today and spend the next day or two getting everything arranged and planted into the top of that boulder wall next to the concrete on the new space on the shop. It's gonna be awesome. Okay, we got them all in there. I was surprised they would fit, but they're all in there. Well, we made it back. With our bounty. I'm gonna get that unloaded out here, and then we can start laying out how we want to organize them, where we want things, and get things figured out. It's gonna be a big day of planting tomorrow. Holy cow, am I excited for that. We got some nice little succulents that we'll stab into the rock. These are daylilies that we'll put in the mix. I'm pretty excited about those. They come out with this red foliage, and then eventually they blossom with a little pink blossom at the end of that red foliage. 4 different varieties of blueberries that I got. I don't remember what they're called either. Beringia, something like that. Blind lion phlox, those are really neat. I like that color, and that color also comes out nice tall shoot. Those phlox are going to look good in the mix with all that. Those two over there are a Nova elderberry and then a currant. These are lingonberries, otherwise known as mountain cranberry. Some unimus, which is always one of my favorites. I like the way that the foliage has different shape and color, and so there's so many different varieties of them. Rhododendrons, and I've never grown those. I'm familiar with the plant as far as what it looks like, but I'm excited to give them a shot. I love the intermix of the colors and the varieties we got. We're going to interplay them here on top of the wall. These little suckers are so cool. It was like a lily grass or something like that. And then these little guys are a honeysuckle variety that are supposed to spread. They set out like a little bit of a taproot. They don't get terribly tall, but they spread wide. I'm going to put those in the side hill above the shop for soil retention. And then our score on trees. A nice big fat crab apple. Pinfire crab apple, it says. These two, I'm not sure what they are. It just said tree on the description. There's no tag with them, and I don't know. To me, they kind of look similar in growth style on the new shoots. And the leaf type, it kind of looks similar to that of either an apple or pear variety, but I don't see anywhere on here on the trees any sign of blossom or fruit that would have existed. So I don't know what the heck it is. Could be something different entirely. Could be something not even apple at all, but it just has that, the little nubs on the shoots, the way they shoot out, the color, type of the leaf, it just looks to me like an apple or a pear type of variety, but I don't know what it is. Then I got 3 of these pin oak and 2 white oak, and then the other one was a, what was that, a beech, a European beech. A couple of these oak and that beech are pretty small. I'm going to put the crabapple up in the chicken pasture. It's going to be really pretty up there. I've got a great spot for it next to a big maple. It's going to go in the ground tomorrow. I'm going to auger it in the hole with the excavator, and we'll just set it right in and plant it directly. We had 110 potted plants of various types, and my auction cost with fees and taxes and everything was just over $700. So that's just under $7 per plant, which was quite a steal considering some of the trees, the deciduous trees alone are typically $80 to $180 trees. So we got quite a savings there, and they're gonna look really, really nice everywhere.
Come all you young rounders, and a story I'll tell of the promise of heaven and the warning of hell. But take heed where you ramble, or too soon you will go way up on the hillside where the new flowers grow. Well, he met in the springtime, the sun sinking low. 2 star-crossed lovers in the still melting snow, where the loving was easy and the courting was brief. Well, they called her a beauty, they called him a thief. In the quiet of the evening, they'd steal away, where the laughter would flow and the fiddle would play. Well, the folks called it wrong, but hell, it seemed alright in the sun-painted picture, and the day turned to night. Come up on the hillside, we'll have a time. If you'll bring the kisses, honey, I'll bring the wine. Keep your heart guarded, or too soon it'll fall. When one walks back home, honey, only one knows it all. Well, she walked up the hillside alone one day, and the heart is a hunter, always knows of its prey. And her father's old pistol hanging loose by her side. When she aimed once, she never shot twice. was so still, and the sky was so blue. Before she could see them, the laughter she knew. She heard 2 shots ring out down in the town. There was 3 on the hillside, but only one headed down. I was just a baby, but I remember that day when I walked up the hillside, saw 2 mounds of clay. I'll always remember, and I'll never go back up the hillside where the new flowers grow. Back up the hillside where the new flowers grow.
Through the arbor, in the garden room, wings are beating, baby, me and you alone. Pencil drawing phases of the moon, all through the stages, both becoming seen into. Slowly we take on phosphorescence, vivid in the bond, phosphorescence. slowly we take on phosphorescence, vivid in the bond, phosphorescence. Midnight halos twist that together, turning over, so close together. Midnight halos twist that together, turning over, so close together. Slowly we take on phosphorescence, vivid in the bond, phosphorescence.
So we got our blueberries planted. We have 4 different varieties of blueberries here that we got from the auction. So we're going to put them in here and make sure they have room. We've got the 2 elderberries here that we planted, and the crab apple, and then the currant bush that we got. This pasture we cleared and opened up a couple of years ago, and we fenced it in to primarily house the chickens and a couple of ducks. It's done good. We cleared and opened up some space so we could get some growth in there. The chickens are pretty rough on it if they're left out to pasture all year. We're just working this up, and it's one of these things that's a plan in progress. It takes time to develop it. Eventually it will all be grown in. These blueberries, we're going to harvest them if we can. We'll do what we can for harvest. This crab apple, everybody talks about crab apples being so messy, and in my opinion, where it's at up here, all the apples that fall are going to fall down here, and they're going to feed the soil. The chickens are going to eat them. They're going to browse on them. The squirrels are going to eat them. The wild turkeys that come up through are going to eat those crab apples. And that keeps the animals out of our garden, as well as it helps build that soil. We planted the 2 apple trees up higher in a couple of open spaces there where they've got room to grow and get large. And then we did the lingonberries on a hedgerow along the fence line up there. It's also going to add a lot of beautification, good soil retention, and really help bolster the area. So now it's good to get this growing in instead of just being the native weeds that come back. We'll start developing in, and it'll start to get really nice looking. Up here on this side, this is the side between the shop. These are a honeysuckle variety that we got. We've got them planted in there. The beauty of those, and why I chose to put them here, is because they have, from the branches, as the branches come out and come into contact with the ground, they send down a taproot off the branch and reroot and establish a spreading hedgerow. So these are going to go in there, and they don't care about what the soil is. They don't care if it's sand, if it's clay loam. They don't care if it's wet, if it's dry, if it's acidic, alkaline. They just don't care. They thrive in any of it. They can hedgerow, send down their tap roots, and help make sure that this upper hill that has the soft soil is going to stay intact and have a good soil retention above the sandstone cliff face. They should get up to about 3 to 4 feet tall and between 5 and 7 feet in diameter. So I've got them at about a 6-foot spacing here so that they can spread out and really just take over here along this fence line. Should give us a really nice, pretty space to look at. From down here at the shop, we look up and we'll see the crab apple and all these different varieties of color in these shrubs as they grow. It makes a pretty nice space. Should come in really nicely. It looks good. It's a pretty stormy day. It's raining all morning, and it's supposed to rain all day today, all day for the next 2 days. So we're doing some cleanup prep. We still haven't got concrete, it's coming. Got everything pulled out of the garden that needed to go immediately. Got a little bit left in there. Ola's doing some cleaning up of the processing stuff. And I'm gonna get going on the other shelf set so we can get that done. And we're just gonna work on that today and get that wrapped up while it's rainy. Got a fireplace going, it's nice, got the fan moving the air. It's really cozy inside already. That turned out great. Plenty of room for our canning stuff for now until we get our kitchen done. Plenty of room to keep all the produce organized and know what we have where. All of our canning prep stuff materials and parts and pieces and things. All put away nicely. We still even have plenty of room for all of our empty jars to come into here. Lots of room. This room turned out really, really nice. We have plenty of room so that we can move our chest freezer right here and our upright freezer right here. Set them in. This little window unit AC will go into the wall right here for next summer, just to help keep the temperature down during the summertime with the inverters putting off heat. So it looks great. We got plenty of room. I love the shelves. They came together really nicely. Really, really pleased. It looks really great.